Stop for a moment and think about the last time you felt a mix of pride and doubt after learning something new about yourself. That tension between knowing more and staying grounded is something Carl Jung explored deeply in his work on self-knowledge and humility. In my research of Jung's teachings, I found a profound equilibrium that can guide us when we walk the delicate path of understanding who we truly are without losing our humble footing. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel the weight of this truth Jung discovered. Self-knowledge is not just about discovering strengths or insights, but about recognizing and integrating the shadow parts of our psyche without letting the ego inflate in response. Many of us struggle today because gaining insight into ourselves often tempts us to define our identity by those discoveries, leading to arrogance or defensiveness. Jung observed this dynamic with his patients, noting how even brilliant individuals could fall into the trap of self-aggrandizement as they peeled back the layers of their unconscious. What matters now is embracing humility as an ongoing process, not a fixed state, because the psyche is endlessly complex. In the early 20th century, Jung's clinical observations showed that people who grew in self-knowledge but lacked humility often suffered blindness to their unconscious biases and projections, which only hampered authentic growth. From my deep dive into Jung's cases, I can share how this became a cornerstone of his approach. True self-awareness requires recognizing those parts of ourselves that scare us or feel imperfect, and welcoming them with compassion rather than judgment. One of Jung's most powerful insights was about the shadow, the unconscious parts we deny or disown. He taught that confronting our shadow is essential for real individuation, the process of becoming whole. But this confrontation must be humble. If we claim superiority over our flaws or feel pride in our progress, we risk repressing deeper unconscious content, leading to psychological stagnation or even neurosis. Put yourself in this situation I'm about to describe. Imagine a patient who discovers a hard truth about their competitive nature. Instead of acknowledging it as part of their full self, they boast about being self-aware and subtly look down on others. Jung's approach would challenge this person to recognize that humility is not denying the insight, but seeing it as an invitation to grow, not a trophy to display. What I find fascinating in Jung's later writings is how he increasingly emphasized the dialogue between ego and self, the larger transcendent center of personality, where humility is a letting go of ego's control and an acceptance of psychological mystery. This is not easy in today's world, where self-promotion often feels necessary. Jung's wisdom beckons us to see self-knowledge not as a weapon or a badge, but as a gateway to deeper connection with ourselves and others. So, how do we cultivate this humility practically? Jung recommended several techniques that remain powerful today. First, active imagination allows you to engage with unconscious symbols and voices gently, listening instead of controlling. This practice teaches surrender and openness, which are critical for humility. Second, journaling your discoveries candidly, without censoring or glorifying, creates honest self-reflection, an antidote to self-deception. Third, paying close attention to projection dynamics helps reveal where our ego inflates, reminding us that others often mirror parts of ourselves we refuse to see. Practicing these steps, I've observed in countless individuals a transformation from defensive self-knowledge into humble wisdom. Jung believed we all have the potential for wholeness, but that this journey requires patience, courage, and an attitude of reverence toward the psyche's vast terrain. If you commit to this, humility emerges not from repression, but from understanding and acceptance of your full humanity. Keep in mind that humility is not weakness, but a sign of profound strength and maturity. Jung's ultimate message about humility and self-knowledge was about balance, a dance between ego striving and self's wisdom, where we hold our discoveries lightly, knowing each insight invites deeper questions rather than final answers. As you continue down this path, remember Jung's guiding principle. The more you truly know, the more you realize how much remains unknown. This realization is the seed of authentic humility and psychological freedom. Tomorrow, we'll explore a question that naturally follows today's conversation. How do I integrate all I've learned into a coherent life philosophy? Understanding humility's role in self-knowledge will be essential for that integration, as Jung's insights teach us how to weave our discoveries into a meaningful, balanced whole. I encourage you to like this video if this touched something real for you. Share your thoughts in the comments because your experience enriches our journey. And subscribe for more deep dives into Jung that align with your inner quest. Stay curious and compassionate with yourself because the next step in your Jungian journey is just ahead, and it promises to deepen your growth in ways you can already feel stirring inside.